Welcome to the Buds and Reality Show, the actual last ever Buds and Reality Show. I am Sean Collins, the guy with a lot to say, and I'm doing this shit solo because, well, it's my last show, and it's not my favorite thing to do, but I'm doing it with you guys, so it's gonna be a thing where I count on you guys to ask me things, and I really hope you're here. I see some people in the comments. If you see me, please say you see me, because I don't know any better. And I might have to have my wife come downstairs and fix this. I'm here, I'm clear, and I'm nicely trimmed. About damn time. It looks like we are on. Hey, you guys, thank you so much. Y'all know I'm a tech tard. I can't do this stuff by myself. Can you hear me, though? Can you hear me? We see you, but I don't see. Can I hear you? Can you hear me now? Hello, Hulkamania. Can you hear me? Oh, man, nobody's saying they can hear me. This might be trouble. Oh, boy. But nope, not a word. Uh-oh. Hang on here. Hang on. I muted myself again. How does that keep happening? I did it again. Anyways, we're going to figure this out. I think, am I unmuted now? I think I'm unmuted. It says I'm unmuted. We're going with it. What's up, y'all? How we doing tonight? How are we doing? Amity's in the house. Julie's in the house. Zach Attack's in the house. We got Chris Forstner in the house. I'm so glad Chris is here. Chris is one of my favorite people in life because he always checks me on my shit, and it's absolutely amazing. Sorry for the technical difficulties, y'all. Like I said, I'm a tech tard, and we've known this forever and ever and ever. Amen. I thought I got my music figured out, at least in the beginning, but I don't know. But thank you guys for coming here. How could I answer the question if I couldn't hear you? Can you hear me now, though, brother? I think you can, because I don't have to slash through my mic sign either. So what's up? Good evening, y'all. Welcome to Friday Night Live, man. This is the last show ever for Buds and Reality. Anyways, look, y'all, I'm going to put it to you like this. I'm going to put it out there right now. I'm not quitting. I'm just rebranding. This is now I can't hear you. This is so weird. It says my mic's on. It says my mic is on, and I'm very sorry. Oh my God. Nope, not a word. Oh shit. Let's see here. Amity says she hears me. Julie says she can't hear me. Chris says she can't hear me. What the fuck? Oh my goodness. Hush, Amity. You guys are fucking with me. Stop it. You guys are fucking with me so bad, and I'm glad you are. I'm glad you are. But hey, this is the final episode of Buds in Reality. So, look, y'all. No, you guys, you can't do this to me because I'm such a tech tard, and I'll be like, fuckers. I love you, though. I love you fuckers forever. You have no idea how much I love you guys so much, man. This has been a really fun ride, but it's time to like do something different, rebrand it, bring some fun stuff. You know, we got to have some fun with this stuff. It can't be black pill all the time. It can't just be black pill politics all the time. It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting. Just because you want to know what? There's so much more to life than this. You know, we have, you know, we have families, we have work, we have all of it, man. Joel Ellenwood, last show. I know, man, I'm sorry, but it's not the last show. It's just going to be the last one of these shows. We're not going to do black pill politics anymore, man. We can't do it. It's better that way. We have to enjoy ourselves a little bit. We can't just be like angry all the time, you know. Let me just put it to you like this. Since we're getting started, you know, my life has felt like the movie A Beautiful Mind. And if you know what that movie is with Russell Crowe, you'll fully understand it. The guy totally lost his mind over some political stuff. And it affected his life wholeheartedly. Now, he might have been a little autistic or something, and maybe I am. Who knows? I mean, most people say that anarchists and libertarians might be a a little bit autistic, but I look at it as, it was one of those things where I can't ever shut it off, and it needs to be shut off sometimes. It can't, it can't consume you. And that's kind of where I'm at with all this stuff. As much as I love doing this show and putting on information, it's also one of those things where, like, blackpilling people about the government is also blackpilling yourself. And that's not fun. It takes the fun out of it after a while. It's just one of those things where it becomes a chore and more than it is fun. And as much as fun as I've had doing it, it hasn't been fun in a long time, just because it's like black pill, black pill, black pill, black pill. And there's a lot of good stuff that happens out in the world outside of politics. There really is, man. People are doing good things with their lives. They're doing charity work. They're rescuing dogs. Let me tell you something, man. I'm a big fan of dog rescues, and my recent puppy happens to be a rescue. She was a stray little thing. And she's a big part of my life now, even though she eats my goddamn couch and my kitchen table. I love her so much still, but she might have to get a crate. But, we have to. What? Buds has an issue with blacks. Film at 11. Jesus Christ, Chris. I love black people. I live in a black neighborhood. Are you kidding me? As a matter of fact, I live in a black Jewish neighborhood, believe it or not. So that's kind of funny you bring that up. My neighbors would kill me if I hated them. Oh my God, Julie Curtis. I rescue seniors from the shelter for their final herd. Oh my God. You are a better person than I. I would have a hard time with that, just because it's absolutely heartbreaking to let them go. I let two of my best friends go within a year and a half, and it broke me. And my best friends are my dogs. I prefer dogs over humans any day of the week, because they're never going to break my heart until they leave us. But hey, let's go. Ask me anything. This is why we're doing this. Ask me anything. It is the last Buds and Reality show ever. Ask me anything you want to ask me. There is nothing off limits. I am not bashful. We can literally talk about whatever. Oh boy. Tell me that you would be stopping if your show was all about white pilling. Probably not, because I'd be talking about some good stuff, man. If I was white pilling, I'd be talking about some good stuff. So, that being said, no, I think I would continue it. Amity says dogs are better than humans. 100%. 100%. Every once in a while, they might eat your couch or take a shit in your house, but they are much better than humans, man. They are, it's one of those things. He says, racist. I'm not racist, Chris. I hate everyone equally. I'm just kidding. I love people. That's why I do what I do. But I say that to be funny. And it's actually some Slayer lyrics. So I love Slayer more than anything. They're one of my very favorite bands in life, because I'm a thrash metal guy. Oh boy, this is a good question. Would you move to Appalachistan if Thomas Massey was king? I would. My wife would not. She wants some civilization and stuff, and we have our heart set on some sunshine and water. Once we leave the communist state of Michigan, I understand that Michigan is not a very fun place for most people. It's not fun for me either. It sucks. It's an actual blizzard out right now. I had to run out and get my wife some ice for cocktails, and that was not a fun drive for 2 minutes down the road to the corner store. But hey, we got to do it. It's wintertime here in Michigan, and that's just something we got to do. But where's all the questions? Let's go. Ask me something. Come on, ask me anything. We could talk about anything. This is your chance to ask the most radical anarchist you've ever known some questions. Let's go. Oh, man. Julie Curtis, if you could be any animal, which would you choose? Well, probably a dolphin. I'd be a dolphin just because, number one, they can have orgasms. And number two, they swim in the ocean. And that the ocean to me is like being close to God. Honestly, You could send me out in the ocean and I won't come out for hours. And I'm talking hours. I will go as far as I can go out there, and I don't even care. It is being close to God. It's being close to nature, and I absolutely love it. Am I high? Amity says, absolutely, always 24/7. I wake and bake. Of course. Chris says, oh, spoken like someone who doesn't know much about dolphins. Hey, I've ridden dolphins before, and I've swam with them. They're cool creatures. And they're the only ones who can have orgasms outside of the freaking human race. So let's go, man. Come on. Amity, where's the Wu-Tang sign? The Wu-Tang sign is actually folded up on the table next to me. I felt like I needed to leave this show with some Murray Rothbard, Enemy of the State, just because Murray Rothbard is the greatest to ever do it. I know a lot of people are Mises, Ludwig von Mises, and I appreciate Mises. And I've read The Theory of Money and Credit, and that is the best book on money ever written, especially according to Murray Rothbard. So, that being said, Ludwig von Mises, the Mises Caucus was they obviously took the name from that or whatever, but really they should have been the Rothbard Caucus. The big difference between Ludwig von Mises and Murray Rothbard is Mises was actually against anarchy. He spoke out against it many times. Where Murray Rothbard was like, hey, man, anarchy is the way. I'm an anarchist. It's the true way to freedom. And so, hey, I'm running with that because I am an anarchist. I don't see a state solution, especially now. I don't see it. Let's get to more questions. Wait, Julie Curtis says, I'd choose a sloth. Flipping people off would be slow and impactful. Julie, that's awesome. That is great. Grumpy Gnome is one of my very, 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 very OG followers from the very beginning when I was Buds in the Basement, before Buds in Reality. Man, Grumpy Gnome, what do you think about Trump being made a lifetime honorary libertarian? Trump is not a libertarian. Get the fuck out of here, man. Who did that? Grumpy Gnome, please answer that question. I didn't see that anywhere. I need you to tell me who did that, because that's absolutely ridiculous. What are the records hanging on my wall? These are some El Cheapo records that I bought for $1 that I didn't really care about. But if I want to get to the nitty gritty, I don't have my glasses on. Hang on. Let me look. Let me see. We got some Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Night and Daydream Manata. A Motown collab that I paid for $1. And, a Nat King Cole. It's a Nat King Cole tribute thing. It's not him. It's everybody else doing Nat King Cole. So those are the records hanging on my wall. Those are the ones I bought for $1 from the record store down the road. Now, wait, what? Grumpy, what did I miss? I don't know. What did we miss? Oh, Chris Forstner, Mises Caucus has made it pretty clear that they are anarchists. Ooh, spicy. I like it. And you are correct, sir. You are very correct. Amity says, WTF. What are we WTFing? Angela just made an announcement on YouTube. Oh, that's the WTF. If Queen Angela said it, it must be true. Queen Angela has left the Libertarian Party to future endeavors. And I think it's absolutely, you want to know what? We're going to dig into this because you want to know what? I don't care. I don't necessarily give a shit what Angela McArdle is doing. What Angela McArdle is doing does not affect our lives whatsoever, not even a little bit. It doesn't. What does affect our lives are the politicians that they endorsed or she endorsed. So, yeah, I'm going to say that, and I'm going to leave it at that. No, I don't care what Angela does. She can go work for RFK. She can work for Trump. I don't care. That has no bearing on what happens to us. Oh, Chris, again, the libertarian in Trump's cabinet was Trump all along. Or they want us to believe it was RFK. Is RFK a libertarian? Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear you guys. Please get in the chat. Is RFK a libertarian? Because I already know the answer. But please tell me. Get in the chat and tell me. Julie Curtis, 33s. No, actually, this record player, oh my God. Let me look. I can play 16 33s and 78s, and I'm missing one. 45s. This record player behind me is actually, if you're an old school person, this record player behind me is a refurbished sound design, which has a 8-track player that actually works. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. And there's nothing better. There's nothing better than the old school sound. I promise you that 100%. Nat King Cole is great. Absolutely. Nat King Cole is Christmas to me. Nat King Cole reminds me of Christmas. When it comes to Christmas music, Nat King Cole is the king. Or Sinatra, one or the other. Absolutely. Chris Forstner is like up, up, up. Hell yeah. Noam says 100. Julie Curtis says no. What are we saying no to, Julie Curtis? Come on. What are we saying no to? Chris, unfortunately, at this point, nobody takes us serious when we say someone isn't libertarian, because libertarians can't even take themselves seriously. You're not a real libertarian. Oh my God. Who knows what a real libertarian is anymore? I don't think they even know. It's kind of crazy. Amity, RFK is a lifetime member of the LP, but his ideals do not align with libertarianism. You're 100% correct. So he's not a real libertarian like the rest of us. You're 100% correct. He is a cuck for not only Israel, he's against guns. His stance on guns is ridiculous, and he tries to walk it back so much. And his vaccine stuff is actually kind of ridiculous. And if you go look at Dr. Shiva's videos of RFK during the presidential run, because they were both running as independents, oh boy, you'll find out real quick about what RFK feels about vaccines for real. Because he said, hey, my whole family's vaccinated. Everybody's vaccinated, and I believe in them. And all of a sudden he's like, well, I'm against this one and this one and this one. Hey, man, I don't even know. That's all I'm saying. Chris says, and it's our own fault. There's a lot of things that's our own fault, Chris. Let's dig into that a little bit, just because I don't care anymore. We're going to do it. We're going to do it right now. Everything that is happening right now within our government is their fault, but it also lies on us because we allow it to happen. Let's never forget that people literally died over a 2% tax over tea. Let's never forget that. Never, ever, ever forget that. Seriously, man. You are correct. 100%, sir. Ha! Grumpy Gnome, I am the only real libertarian. Grumpy Gnome, you're asking for a battle that, man, I hope some people who think they're the real libertarians come in this chat, just because I would love to see the interactions. There can only be one libertarian, and he is me, or she is me, or she, him, her, or whatever. Or wait, Trump's in office. We're done with pronouns, right? Right? Wow. Wrong, Grumpy. I am the only real libertarian. Oh, here we go. Yes, Julie Curtis in the house coming with the fire. Chris Forstner, after what has happened to his family, do you really expect him to not cuck for Israel? I mean, hey, Israel killed his uncle, so whatever, dude. I mean, if you really want to get into that, we can. But hey, Grumpy Known laughing his ass off, as we should. Amity, holy shit, plane crash in Philly. Wait, what? Explain. Please do tell. We need to know this. We need to know more about this. he's done a whole lot of working out of out to go like that. Okay. Yes. Reading is fundamental. And yes, I'm having a hard time because I always forget my glasses on this one. I'm old, you guys. Please forgive me. Just not Amity. Now. Wait. Oh my God. Looking as reports, small planes. Wow. Seems kind of funny where we just had this big crash. No. Don't be sorry about derailing the convo. We need to hear about this. This is live shit. Let's go. No, but seriously, let's talk about this shit in DC right now. You know, a Black Hawk helicopter, a military helicopter, crashes into a civilian plane where there were many casualties, and they want to pretend like this is an accident. But who was on that airplane? A bunch of Russian athletes. So are we poking the bear right now? Really? Are we doing that? This is tinfoil hat right now. This isn't, I don't have all this. This is tinfoil hat right now. But they're literally trying to tell you a military helicopter crashed into a civilian plane in Washington, D.C., where, don't be retards, man. You guys know that in Washington, D.C., that's where all the things are happening right now. And they had Russian athletes on there. In my personal opinion, I think that Black Hawk helicopter might have been a drone. And I also believe that because there was Russian athletes on there, they're poking the bear right now with Putin. And the stars kind of align. And let me tell you why the stars align. Because Trump threatened the BRIC system, which the BRIC system is something that is trying to deviate from the American dollar, okay? And the fact is, Trump just doubled down saying he's going to protect the American dollar. So, like, connect the dots. You connect the dots and you follow the money. You know, a good friend of mine, George Marakis, I love that man. I worked with him for a long time in the restaurant industry. And years ago during the Obama administration, George had told me straight up, you know, me and my buddy were bitching about Obama and this and that or the other. And he said, look, man, you follow the money. If you follow the money, you will find all your answers. And man, did that resonate, because if you do that, the answers are all there. They're all there. You follow the money and you're going to find everything you need to know about the government and all of that shit. And he's 100% correct. Now, why would the United States want to provoke Russia some more? Well, it's very simple. And it's in this book by Scott Horton. This book is a godsend. And don't tell me this is Russian propaganda. And don't tell me this is, you know, bullshit. Because there are footnotes in this book. There's receipts for days. The guy is on point. The United States has been provoking Russia since the Cold War. And now all of a sudden, Trump gets into office when he says he's going to shut down and I'm not a pro-Trump guy. Trust me, fuck Trump. And we'll get into that later. I promise you that. But you're telling me that the United States would never provoke Russia? Read that book. I promise you that. I promise you that. Read that book and read all the footnotes in the liners. And guess what? You're going to find out that the United States not only loves to provoke Russia, they love to provoke the Middle East. They love to provoke China and everybody else. I'm sorry, you guys. This is a hard pill to swallow, but your enemy is not Russia. Your enemy is not China. Your enemy is not the Middle East. Your enemy is the United States government, the people that you vote for to protect you and spend your money wisely. That's your enemy. And we could go on to this. If you want to ask me more questions about this, go ahead. I'm going to dig into some of the chat real quick. Oh my God. we have gotten really far. They're obviously all wrecking to make Trump look bad. I think so too. I really think so too. But by the way, fuck Trump. I'm not a Trumper. Can't believe the Infinite Zeal hat didn't make the last step. Oh shit, bro, dude, it's because I wore it last night and it's upstairs. My bad, dude. The Infinite Zeal hat used to be up in this corner, or I wore it. Dude, my bad. I wore it last night when I went out somewhere, man. So it did get seen. I promise you that. Grubby Gnome says Northeast Philadelphia. Is that where the plane crash happened? Plane Infinite Zeal. The plane crash happened near residential buildings. Let me tell you guys something about Infinite Zeal. Infinite Zeal was the very first sponsor of Buds and Reality ever. And I love him forever. Joel Ellenwood, follow that man on X. Seriously. He's got his own show, The State of Zeal. It's live on Rumble. Please follow him. He's the next up and comer. I promise you that. And he's real as fuck. He is. Do it right now. Right now. Get on X and follow @_Infinite Zeal. Love that guy, man. Love you forever, bro. Well, as long as it wasn't West Philadelphia. Well, West Philadelphia, born and raised. We're going Fresh Prince of Bel-Air right now. Man, 2 people were aboard the plane. 2. That seems sketchy. There's a lot more than 2 people on planes usually, isn't there? Chad P. Chad Parks. This is Chad P., my man, for more than 30 fucking years right here, dude. This is my guy for 30 fucking years plus, man. He says, heads up, another plane crash tonight in Philadelphia. Jesus Christ, man. It never stops. The news cycle doesn't stop. Amity. I'm not sure what you said, but air ambulance. Oh, Learjet. Okay, we're getting it. 15 minutes from him. Jeff Hargraves, my man, my dude. I painted your house and your parents' house. Love you, brother. That's what I do in real life is paint houses. And Jeff is one of the good ones, man. God bless you, brother. Love you, man. Our enemy is government. Fuck yeah, it's the government. And let's talk about this for a minute. Our enemy is the government. Well, who else is spying on you? Who else is lying to you? Who else is stealing your money? Who else is giving you propaganda to hate your neighbor? Who else is giving you propaganda to close your business? Who else is stealing every single aspect of your life? Do you think this is a free country? Let me tell you something, you guys. Let me tell you something real quick. This country is free as long as you pay a fee for it. You want to drive your car? Pay a fee. You want to hunt and put food on your table for your family? Pay a fee. Do you want to exist in life? Oh, you're going to pay half your money to exist in life, by the way. You're going to pay a lot of money to exist in life because the government is going to extort all your money just to give it to all their friends overseas. They're not helping anybody here. Nobody. The government hates you. They hate your kids. They hate your family. They hate you. And if you don't believe that, man, I got receipts for days on this one. First sponsor won't even wear his hat in the last episode. Dude, I wore it last night where a lot of people saw it. Probably a lot more than people are on this show tonight. I swear to God. Man, Zio, I'm sorry, brother. My bad. I can run upstairs and go get it right now and put it on. Google? What's Google? Jeff Hargraves, liberty is just a slogan that looks good on most people's wall these days. Man, that is based. Jeff, you are correct, and that is super based. You guys want to know what the true meaning of liberty is? I'm going to tell you what it is. It means that people have the right to do things that you don't agree with. And as long as they're not hurting someone, taking their stuff, or violating private property, get it out right, violating private property, dude, it's none of your fucking business how somebody's living their life. They could be gay, they could be trans, they could do whatever. You have the right to think how you think about them. You do have that right. And that's another thing that we need to touch on, I guess, in this, is that people have the right to live the way they live as long as they're not doing the above said things I just said. And you have the right to disagree with them. But neither of you have the right to tell them how to be. That's what liberty is, honestly. You know, and I know a lot of libertarians will jump in, will be like, well, you can't tell somebody to do what they do with their own children or whatever. Sorry, libertarians, this is where you're wrong, because children cannot consent. And if children cannot consent, that means the parents that are consenting for them are abusive, and they need to be handled properly. And I'm not sorry for saying that. It's a violation of the NAP. If you're a believer in the NAP, well, which is a non-aggression principle. If you don't know what the NAP is, that's the non-aggression principle. So, that being said, we're going to move on. Amity, who thinks instead of Trump replacing income tax with tariffs, he's just going to add tariffs? Wait, who thinks instead of Trump replacing income tax with tariffs, he's going to add tariffs and we'll all be screwed? I think I screwed that up. But anyways, look, the tariff thing is an absolute disaster, and I'm going to tell you why it is. So, number one, if he's going to do the tariff thing and end income tax, because if you do both, the common folk is completely fucked. Like if you end income tax, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. If you end income tax and tariffs at the same time, wow, I think I might have drank too much already. Woohoo! Anyways, it's a party. Last show ever. Dudes and dudettes, tariffs are bad because you will pay more for products that come from overseas. And if he ends income tax, the money you're saving from said income tax, you are going to pay for in the long run. That's what I'm trying to get at. My bad. The whiskey is flowing. It's the last show ever, and it is what it is. But that's why tariffs are absolutely a disaster. So, anyways, it's not going to work. It's not going to work because Trump has handlers, and his handlers aren't going to let him do that. This is all smoke and mirrors at this point. And the fact is that the Libertarian Party, and not all of it, but because there's certain people in charge of the Libertarian Party, they catered to a man who went against libertarian principles. Now, do I understand the actual coalition itself? Absolutely. And at first I was really mad about it. I was pissed about the coalition at first because it didn't make sense. And then some folks were like, well, XYZ, and they're going to free Ross. And I was like, yeah, we're going to free Ross. I like that a lot. But now we freed Ross. Ross is free. And Trump has gone completely fucking rogue, right? And nobody from a certain caucus, being Mises, is stepping up and saying anything about it. Nothing. And that pisses me off more than no end. And I know that pisses libertarians off to no end. I know that pisses anarchists off to no end. Look, man, this is not okay. Not only did Trump break his promise about putting a fucking libertarian in cabinet, he deviated from everything the Mises Caucus that has been saying for the past 4+ years, saying Israel's bad and the Israel lobby is bad. And they turned around and endorsed literally the biggest fucking cuck for Israel. Are you kidding me? And they say nothing. They say nothing. The dude just literally signed some papers saying that anti-Semitic behavior is a hate crime. Look, y'all. You can burn the American flag in the streets and it's okay. But if you go against Israel, it's a hate crime. Tell me who's running this fucking country, because it's not fucking Donald Trump. It's Benjamin Netanyahu. That's who's running this country. It is the Israel lobby. The Israel lobby runs 90% of this country. They bankroll 90% of our politicians. Does that sound anti-Semitic? It might to some, but if you're a real person, you'll understand there's a separation between the Jewish people and the Jewish lobby or the Israel lobby. They're not mutually exclusive. They are not mutually exclusive. As a matter of fact, most people in Israel are against what Netanyahu is doing right now. But hey, the Mises Caucus can say, hey, man, Israel's bad because they do this, that, or the other, and the lobby is bad, and it's terrible. But we're going to endorse this guy. Get the fuck out of here. The Libertarian Party is cooked. It is cooked. Do we have any other questions? We can keep going. I'm on a roll right now. I'm not happy. And this is why. Because this is not the Libertarian Party I fell in love with in 2008 or 2007, I should say. This is not that Libertarian Party. The Libertarian Party I fell in love with was against all forms of statism. They were against any type of lobbyist. They were against any type of goddamn anything that had to do with, oh man, Chris. Go blow your mind when you figure out that the Israel lobby is largely funded by Christians and not the Jews or Israel, because Christians believe that the Jews are God's spoken people. Christians, please read the New Testament. Knock yourselves out, man. This isn't Genesis anymore. We've moved past John. We're into Revelations now. And I don't have time to get into all the Bible verses, but the Bible very much warns us of beware of fake Jews. And we're living it right now. Ask yourself why people in Israel cannot give themselves a DNA test. Ask yourselves why right now. And that's because those aren't Jews, man. Those people in Israel right now, a vast majority, I'm not going to say all, but a vast majority of people in Israel are not actual Semites. They are there from, whether they're from Russia or Poland or anything like that. This is insane. This is insane that we bow to a lobby. They literally own everything. They own all of it. They own the media. They own the fucking music industry. They own our government. Look, I know a lot of you people are Donald Trumpers. Look at his freaking lobbyists and look what he's doing right now. He's literally saying that he's going to send anti-Semites to prison. Look, if you believe in free speech, if you believe in freedom of speech, that includes speech you do not like and hate speech. And those people have the right to say it, just like they have the right to burn your fucking flag in the middle of the street. Why are we doing this? Why are we catering to a country that literally hates us? They've attacked us. Look at the USS Liberty, man. Israel has attacked the United States. Look at 9/11. Stop this nonsense. It's ridiculous, man. This is why, oh my God, we need to go here. Oh, Libertarian Goth. Hey, my girl, how you doing? You're late. I know you're actually an hour behind me, so I understand. What's up, girl? I love you draped in the American flag. You look great, by the way, honestly. Chris says, go blow your mind. Oh, yeah. We already went there. Oh, Slick Will, what up, though? How you doing? There's neither Jew nor Greek, slave nor free. We are all the same. And yes, we are in Jesus Christ. Yes, we are, Amity. We are all one in the same in Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ wants us to love each other. But Jesus Christ doesn't want us to love murder cults like the Bibi administration or the Biden administration or even the Trump administration that's up and coming. I promise you guys this. There's going to be big wars in the Middle East. I know Trump says he's anti-war. It's going to happen. His donors will tell you otherwise. Yeah, I got juice the other day and it was only like 5% juice. His anti-Semitism was EO was BS. Amen to that. No, you guys, seriously, the Israeli government is not our friend. And this is the big time thing. God bless the Jewish people, man. They don't want this either. They don't want any of this. They are done. They were protesting Benjamin Netanyahu weeks before the infamous October 7th thing happened. They were protesting him in the streets, calling him Hitler. Literally, please go look it up. Google. You can find anything you want on Google. You can go on Free Spoke, anything you want, man. Go ahead and Google it. I swear to God, it's there. Jeff Hargraves, he's hearing Israel for war with Iran. Dude, this is what I'm talking about, you guys. War is a big business, and war is very profitable for everyone except us. And the central banks are actually desperate to print money right now. We are on the very, very, very cusp of a financial situation that is going to be catastrophic. Way worse. 2008, that's going to be child's play to what's coming. And it's going to happen under the Trump administration. And he is fucking clueless on what to do other than say, hey, we're going to protect the American dollar and we're going to go after the BRIC system. Why is he going after the BRIC system? The same reason that George W. Bush went after Iraq in the first place, because they were trying to deviate from the American dollar. There were no weapons of mass destruction after 9/11 to go into Iraq or anything like that. They knew there was no weapons of mass destruction. For well over a decade, they knew it. They went after Iraq instead of Afghanistan per se, because that's where, quote unquote, the bad guy, Osama bin Laden was over there in Afghanistan. But hey, we're going to go after Iraq because they did it right. No, the truth is Iraq was going to sell oil in the Iraqi dinar rather than the American dollar. And the American government, the U.S. government was like, no, you're not. You're not going to do that. And so you're seeing this in real time by Trump saying, hey, we're going to tariff any country on the BRIC system 100%. It's the same fucking difference. And I wish more people knew about stuff like this, but it's literally the same difference. And so Trump says, hey, we're going to go after you guys if you try to do this. And now Vladimir Putin says, hey, man, which a lot of people thought Trump and Putin were homeboys. And maybe they were, maybe they weren't. But Putin at this point is saying, hey, if you fuck around, you're going to find out. And Vladimir Putin has actually joined forces with Xi Jinping in China, which is the unbelievable alliance that we've never seen coming, because Russia and China have been enemies for a long time. But now all of a sudden they're joining forces for a monetary system. Y'all better get ready. Y'all better get ready, because not only do trade wars start ground wars, but monetary wars start big ground wars. And it's not funny. This is very serious business. And we need to really, really, really rise up right now and say enough of this shit. We need to take control of not only our monetary system, we need to take control of our government, because this is out of control. What is happening right now is out of control. Donald Trump has actually gone full dictator at this point. And I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. And for all you Trumpers who are listening, man, sorry, not sorry, but this is real shit right now. This is something that is, it's something that can't be shied away from. It's something you can't turn your back on. It's time to get loud. It's time to get on DC's doorstep and be like, look, we've had enough. And I'm not saying to go be violent or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. But you need to go protest this shit, because what is going on right now is extremely scary. Chris Forstner says, I hope y'all have safely put your money in BlackRock. Anybody who's involved in crypto has put their money safely in BlackRock. Let me tell you that right now. If you want to put your money in a safe place right now, I would very much encourage you to put yourselves into precious metals, whether it be gold, silver, and oh man, guess what, motherfuckers? Copper right now, Copper is the new 2013 Bitcoin. Copper is so cheap, but it's absolutely booming at this point. Percentage wise, it's outperforming gold and silver. Copper is absolutely on fire. It is. I'm telling you right now. And to be quite and lead. Grumpy Gnome says lead. Yeah. If you understand what that means, yes, absolutely. Chris says your problem is that you're just not quite black-pilled enough to find humor. So it still bothers you still. No, we have to find humor in everything. We need to start laughing more. We need to make America laugh again. We need to make America free again. We need to make America have liberty. This is not a direction we need to be going in right now. Oh, wait. Oh, Chris, I think you have a double comment. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. But anyways, more questions, please, and thank you. We have 110 viewers at this point. Let's go. Bring in all the questions. You can literally ask me anything you want. Or we can keep going about the monetary system and how things are going to go. Because I'm telling you guys right now, a financial crash is very much in the horizon. And it's going to be something that we've never seen before. And the problem with that is, well, there's a lot of problems with that. But the hugest problem with that is there is the ultimate tyranny is going to follow that. And Trump is going to bow down to what the bankers say. He will, because who are his funders? Who are his donors? And who are the banksters? Jeff Hargraves, the reason Trump wants to free up money is because it costs a lot to acquire a country in debt. Canada flag. and go to war at the same time. Look, that's another thing that's funny about Donald Trump, you guys. Our monetary system is completely fucked, and we are on the verge of financial disaster. And this asshole wants to say, hey, we're going to acquire Canada, or we're going to go get Iceland or Greenland. I'm sorry. We're going to go to Greenland. This is not real life. This guy is about smoke and mirrors. He is about television presence. This guy is about just being seen and heard. The guy has no solutions, and while, he has some, people that he's put around himself, like I'll be honest with you real quick. I was really excited about Donald Trump for a hot second. I really was, because I really liked Vivek. I thought Vivek was all right, minus his stance on going to war with the cartels in Mexico and stuff like that. But he was very economically sound and stuff like that. RFK, as far as the health stuff goes, man, I would much rather have him than the tranny who's much overweight in charge of health. I would say that the dude is a super boomer in his 70s and built like a brick shit house, in way better shape than I am, or most of us. Tulsi Gabbard sounded good on paper until she walked back to her stance on FISA. Kash Patel, once again, sounded great until he walked back to his FISA stance. FISA 702 at that. FISA, there's a lot to FISA. FISA 702 to be exact. JD Vance was a Peter Thiel plant, man. Grumpy gnome. JD Vance is growing on me. Look, I'll tell you what, Peter Thiel's the reason JD Vance is the vice president. I would encourage you to go look up his background. It's not pretty. Jeff Hargraves, you got to give it to us at least one more time. Buckle up, motherfuckers. Yeah, you better buckle up. It's going to be wild. Chris Forstner, I like Vance to a point. I really do. Like, there's the good, bad, and the ugly, and I get it. But liberty is liberty, and there's no gray area. Liberty is black and white. There is no gray area when it comes to liberty. You're either for it or you're against it. And these guys are not with it. Amity, I think Tulsi walked back FISA just to get confirmed. She's always been against Fourth Amendment violations. Tulsi Gabbard, she's hot. I'm going to say that right now. Tulsi Gabbard's a smoke show. But, you can't be wishy-washy. To me, as somebody who's really paying attention, who really wants liberty and wants freedom to reign, let freedom reign, Amity says she's hot. Hell yeah, she's hot. Very, very, yep. Chris Forstner, not his views, but he's hilarious. But no, you guys, you got to be careful. You got to be careful with this stuff, because on the surface, things look very good. Like, for crying out loud, I'm going to be the first one to say a lot of the stuff that Trump's done. Like, Trump's first week in office was great. I'll give it to the guy. I'm going to say, he freed Ross Ulbricht, which was the number one thing, man. Freeing Ross Ulbricht. God, praise the Lord that he did that. Ross Ulbricht did not belong in prison, man. That guy did nothing wrong. The state went after him and made him a martyr, and that's what happened. Getting us out of the Paris Climate Agreement, stuff like that, getting us out of FEMA, it's stuff like that's great. We don't need all these government programs. But the dude promised, or he didn't promise, but he's like, hey, we're going to get rid of the FBI. But then implements a director of the FBI. Seems silly. He says, hey, we're going to we're going to get rid of the Department of Education. And then puts in Linda McMahon, the wife of Vince McMahon, the WWE owner, or former WWE owner anyways. So you're going to put WWE in charge of the Department of Education? I can't even. It sounds silly to me. But the fact of the matter is, it kind of makes sense, because the WWE and the government have so much in common, because it's all theater. It's fake. All this stuff is fake. These people are coming after your health, wealth, and property. Let me say that again. They are coming after your health, wealth, and property. And how can I say that? Well, they allow certain things for certain companies to feed us things that are poisoning us. There's fluoride in the water, and that's okay. Libertarian Goth. Let me tell you guys something about Libertarian Goth, and you guys better follow this girl. She's an absolute gem. She actually sponsored this show for 1 week. And then, I had to walk it back because I got signed to this record label, and they had their own sponsors. I did get signed to a record label, and it's quite funny. And I was like, hey, you can't be my sponsor anymore. I felt really bad. She sent me a t-shirt and everything, man. Libertarian Goth, I love you so much. Love you long time. But seriously, this girl is hilarious. She has her own brand. Look at libertariangoth.com. Libertariangoth.com. She has some cool ass merch, and it's very much catered to the metal emo goth community, with some liberty sprinkled in it. And she's got some thirsty stuff in there. She's quite cute. We all know. And that's that. But yeah, libertariangoth.com. Go ahead and check her out, man. And at Libertarian Goth, except in the goth, the O is a 0. Follow her. She's great, man. I swear to God. But anyways, I lost my train of thought. So we're going to move on because I have ADD. Oh my God. Oh, let's see. I'm excited to see what RFK is going to do to the FDA. I would love to see what he's going to do to the FDA. You want to know what? I want these people to do exactly what they promised and dismantle the system. But until I see that, I'm going to be a critic. You know what I'm saying? We have to, Chris Forster says, I don't mind her in my For You feed. Thirst trap, liberty trap. It's both, I promise. If you need a thirst trap, she's got them. She's got calendars, everything, blah, blah, blah. I love it. You're great, girl. Sup, Grumpy? Slick Will says, what's up, Grumpy? Slick Will's a rock and roll fan, a metal fan as well. It is absolutely amazing. But like, what did the Libertarian Party do this election cycle? What did they actually do? They got Ross freed, which was amazing. But what else did they do besides make a lot of people mad? That's what I need to know. Like, where's your thoughts? Come on, chat. Where's your thoughts? I got 140 people in here. Where are you? Ask me anything. You can ask me anything. You can ask me anything about tits and ass. You can ask me anything about liberty, freedom. You can ask me anything. Where are you guys? You're 140 people in here at this point. Where are you guys? Any questions at all? Otherwise, I'm going to keep destroying the Trump administration for what it is. And that is that he is a tyrant. And a lot of people would say, hey, well, it's better than Kamala Harris. Well, I will agree. I will agree that he's better than Kamala Harris. Oh, man. The feminist misogynist. I want to know what your question is, girl, because you are one of my favorite people. You are one of ask me anything. Let's go. You need to follow her too. You need to follow Amity. You need to follow Chris. You need to follow all these people, man, at Chris Forstner. Amity, I don't remember your handle at this point because I'm not good at this stuff. Hey, sissy, at feminist. No, not at feminist massage. No, actually, her at handle is hilarious. I gurgle I gurgle with fire. Let's go. Ask me anything. Ooh, drop the mask. Dude, drop the mask pod is great. Just got here. What do you think about the plane helicopter crash? Oh my God. At Amity says, at Amity Lee 13. Drop the mask, my dude. What do I think about the helicopter crash? I think it's sketchy as fuck, to be quite honest with you. Because it's kind of funny that a military, oh my God, I did it again. Let's have another shot. You know what? We're going to have another shot because I can't talk and it's the last show ever. So let's party. It's sketchy. And it's sketchy because there's a bunch of Russian athletes on there. I talked about this a little bit earlier, brother. They say that there's people on these planes and whatever. We have drones. Drones are not anything new. There's nothing new under the sun when it comes to drones. Ask Obama about drones. He loves drones. And he loved to bomb civilians, especially innocent people in hospitals. Look up Doctors Without Borders. But anyways, I digress. But no, it's really sketchy. It's absolutely sketchy because why is it a plane? And by the way, in Washington, D.C., to ask yourselves, use your fucking brains. Ask yourselves, how did this happen in Washington, D.C., in the most protected airspace in the world? You can't tell me that Washington, D.C. isn't the most protected airspace in the world. You're not going to tell me that because the most, quote unquote, important people in the United States are in Washington, D.C. 2 + 2 is 4. I mean, that's how I feel about it. Is that a tinfoil hat? Maybe it is. But I know this. We've had many, many, many black swan. I'm sorry. No. We haven't had the black swan yet. We've had some false flags happen here already right after the first of the year with the New Orleans situation. And then the Cybertruck situation at Trump Tower. And it's kind of funny. The Trump Tower situation. I've talked about this in the past on my show. That I laugh because I can't help myself. They said that person in that Cybertruck was blown into smithereens to like he was unrecognizable. But they had his ID that looked like somebody burned it with a lighter. Kind of like the 9/11 thing. They crashed into these buildings, and then these buildings went down, and people are supposed to be disintegrated into dust, but they have these passports that look like they got burned with a lighter. Come on, you guys. Come on. Oh my God. Slick Will. I heard Obama used drones during. You mean Mike? He used drones during foreplay with Mike, not Michelle. But anyways, Julie Curtis, get lit and watch Steve Wallace go stealth camping for some good laughs. Hell yeah. Drop the Mask says, they said he was shot before the explosion. Jesus Christ. Don't listen to legacy media. It's garbage. Chris Forstner, I love you, brother. A whole lot of things have been memory hold since Stephen Paddock. Oh, Google Stephen Paddock immediately. The feminist misogynist, of course. Oh, damn, autocorrect. Dude, I have a problem with autocorrect, and this man, Chris Forstner right here, will be the one to call you out on any spelling errors or anything like that. I love that guy, man. Thank you for keeping me on my toes for a couple years now. But no, we're at a point now where we either need to, and I need to be careful. I don't need the feds kicking in my door, which, by the way, this is hilarious. When I had first announced that this was going to be it for the Buds and Reality show, my sponsor, Township Liberation, messaged me and was like, yo, did you have any problem with the feds? Why are you doing this? The answer is no. There's no problem with the feds. And I'm going to tell you this up front and out loud. If the feds ever come near my house, there will be no more Sean Collins, the guy with a lot to say. And I'll leave it at that. They will have to kill me straight up. And that's what I'm going to say. Oh, Slick Will. Stephen Paddock's brother got busted for CP shortly after highly sus. Yes. Just saw Amity Dolby. Just saw another video. The Philly crash went full speed at a 45-degree angle right at those buildings. Looked intentional. Wow. Drones. I'm going to keep saying drones. Look, you can call me a conspiracy theorist all you want, but at this point, I'm batting like $9.99. Feminist misogynist. Can you show me how to do that shot? Which shot? The one I just took, because my whiskey's upstairs. I can't leave the show. I can't do any more. But I went like this. Ooh, there's a little bit less. Woo, a little bit left. Woohoo. Shot. Hell yeah. You know what, you guys? We should be doing shots. We need to party. We need to do some things that are outside of this stuff that we're talking about. There is so much more to life than this. And this is why I'm leaving this show and starting a new endeavor. Ha! Rookie. Oh, wait. Rookie move, leaving the whiskey upstairs. Dog, I had whiskey before this show even started. I need to be coherent, my dog. But no, check this out, man. Check this out. We need to enjoy ourselves more. This has been extremely taxing. I know, libertarians and anarchists. Tax as fuck. But no. We need to wake up a little bit and smell the roses. We need to just enjoy ourselves a little bit, because there's more to life than just getting on X or Instagram or Facebook every day. You'd be like, fuck the government and fuck this and fuck that and fuck everything. I understand that. I understand that completely. But at the end of the day, we have to enjoy life. We have to enjoy our families. We have to enjoy our neighbors. We have to love each other, man. And this is one thing I wanted to do with the show originally, was to show some love. And unfortunately, it turned into a political rage case on my part, because this stuff makes me so angry. And I know it makes you angry too. It makes us all angry, whether you're right or left or libertarian or anarchist or anything. This shit pisses you off, and it should piss you off. But we need to also enjoy ourselves, live, love, laugh. You know, you see those things: laugh, live, love, laugh, whatever, way you put it in front of you. We need to do that more, because politics is disgusting. It's vile. The state hates you. They hate your family. They want to take your health, wealth, and property. We've gone through that a million times here on this show. Where's the love? Where is the love? Because we need to love each other. We do not need to hate each other. Just because we have a difference of opinion on certain things. Now, there's certain things where I draw a line, of course. The major thing is children. Leave the kids out of it. Let kids be kids, man. I grew up in a time where I'm a Gen Xer, and our parents left us alone to our own devices for many, many hours. You weren't allowed to come home. You literally weren't allowed to come home. And you made friends with people. And it didn't matter what the background was. You just made friends with them. You played in the dirt. You did all kinds of shit. Why can't we play in the dirt again? Why can't we do that? Because propaganda and government told us we can't. That's my message through all this. Through the past, my wife, I don't want to say I started this show. My wife started this show. My first show was in January of 2022. And since then, my ultimate goal was trying to get people to play in the dirt again together. And nothing mattered at that point. We were just being kids and having fun. Why can't we do that anymore? Because of the TV and the fucking government. That's why. Turn the shit off. Turn it off. I'm telling you right now, we are in a situation where you're going to need your neighbors. You're going to need those family members that are mad at you. I sacrificed a lot to do this. This is what I'm saying. Is I sacrificed so much. I sacrificed really good relationships. I sacrificed really good friendships. I sacrificed family for this, because they didn't see things the way I saw them. It has nothing to do with right, left, or anything like that. It has to do with loving each other and bringing a sense of community back. Like, there was a time, I swear to God, you guys, as a Gen Xer, I was a little boy, and I could go to the next door neighbor's house and be like, boom, 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 I need a cup of sugar or a cup of milk. Boom, 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 no problem. Here you go. You try to do that nowadays, they might shoot you. Seriously. You can't do that anymore. It's crazy. And why? Why? Why are we doing this? Because the fucking media and the government told you you have an enemy? We are not each other's enemies. We are brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ. All of us are. So why are we going to hate each other over some nonsense? It's silly. It needs to stop immediately. Full stop. And that's why I need to shut this show down, is because we can't do it anymore. We can't fucking hate each other anymore. I have grown a hate for people that I never wanted to hate. There's a certain group of people who I have a big problem with at this point. I don't want to hate them. They're brothers and sisters in Christ, man. So why are we doing it? It's silly. The government doesn't matter. Donald Trump doesn't matter. Kamala Harris doesn't matter. Joe Biden doesn't matter. Barack Obama doesn't matter. George Bush doesn't matter. We matter. We are the people. So let's act like it. It's so silly at this point. Stop. Full stop, man. It's fucked up, man. It's so fucked up. We have to get back to we the people and not me the people. It's so crazy that we have to worry about who's a Democrat, who's a Republican. In a perfect world, if we're going to have a government, honestly, everyone should run as an independent and run on principles and let the people decide from there. Because at the end of the day, most people vote on a letter, whether it's an R or a D or an L or an I. Get the fuck out of here with that stuff. If we're going to have a government that is for the people and by the people, let them run on their principles. Take their political signs off. Take their fucking Democrat, Republican bullshit off, libertarian bullshit off, and run on their principles. Run on real life shit where real people can understand what's happening. That's where you'll see change. Or get rid of government altogether, which would be the perfect scenario. People will be like, how can you not have a government? Well, read Murray Rothbard. Why can't I think right now? Murray Rothbard, For a New Liberty, where he touches on Ireland in the 17th century, where that was stateless. 17th century Ireland was stateless for 1,000 years. And the only reason they weren't a country anymore is because England took over. But it took England 200 years to take over Ireland. Because why? There was no governments to make a deal. That's why. And for the people who have a problem with guns, I'm going to tell you something right now. An armed society is a polite society. And if you think we're in a direction where you don't need guns, oh shit. You better arm up, stack up, rack up, buy ammo and everything. Because guess what, motherfuckers? The time is coming where good men are going to have to do bad things. And that's very sad. That's very sad. I don't want those words to come out of my mouth ever. But there's going to come a time where they're going to try to come and take your rights away. And you better be armed. Otherwise, you're fucked. And why do I say that? Have a look at Australia. Have a look at the UK. That's why. They're in a bad, bad place right now. So that being said, arm up, stack up, rack up, and do not let tyranny win. You can't let tyranny win. There's no fucking way. You can't let tyranny win. Otherwise, you're going to end up like 1940s Germany. That's what I'm saying. And that is a bold statement, and I'm going to stand by it. Questions? Anyone? Oh my God. Jeff Hargraves, shout out to Mrs. Buds. Thank you. One of my favorite episodes ever was the Valentine's Day Q&A. Oh my God. He went back to the first season. The first season, I had to take that down. I had to take that first season down just because I said some things I shouldn't have. But dude, that's an OG right there. Chris Forstner. And British had to come in and fuck things up, man. The British always fuck things up, man. Do you know that the British were actually, well, not actually. The British have a lot to play in the Palestine-Israel conflict, and I'll leave that at that. Google it. Keep going. We don't have enough time to go into that. We should go back to having debates where each candidate has an hour to speak uninterrupted. Then the first gets 30 minutes to give a rebuttal. I could be into that. Oh, what do y'all think about Springfield Hellion? I'm beyond tempted. Oh, shit. Chris. Elaborate, please. It definitely makes me feel funny in my pants. It makes me feel kind of funny. Like when I used to climb the ropes in gym class. If anybody's a Gen Xer and understands Wayne's World, you'll get it. Eagles or Chiefs? Fuck the Chiefs, man. The refs are like the government and they give them their way. So I'm going fly, Eagles, fly. Let's go. Anywhere. Where are we going? Let's go. More questions. We're at 196 viewers now. Let's go. Any question. Or I'm going to have to go to bed. No, I'm not ready for bed. I'm ready to drink more, actually. I never had a rifle under a 308, but that might be my entry to a 5.56. Grew up and getting M4, fully auto. Hey, now, I watched the shit out of Wayne's World as a millennial. Ooh, Libertarian Goth, what's your stance on the border? Thank you very much, Libertarian Goth. Love you long time. My stance on the border is they shouldn't be closed, nor should they be open. There needs to be a checkpoint. As an anarchist, I believe that peaceful people should be able to move freely. But as somebody with a brain, we need to understand that bad people do bad things, and that at least we should at least check for a, are they wanted? Are they, whatever it may be? Are they criminals? Whatever it may be. We don't want criminals coming past here. And I think most people would believe that. And that's my stance on the border. Like we shouldn't just have people coming across here. If you're going to have a country, you should have borders. If you don't believe in countries, you shouldn't have borders. But then you have a lot to deal with when bad people come across here, which is another reason you need to stay armed, stay strapped, or get clapped. 5.56 or 2.23. Yes, that's my answer to that. The refs are a secret government agency, and their enemy is the Lions. Lobbyists are the Chiefs. That is a true Detroit fan right there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm all for open borders, but not while we have behemoth of welfare state. Which, hey, let's touch on that for a minute. If you ended all welfare, the border situation becomes a lot different. And that's a huge, huge point. Thank you for bringing that up. You can't just, this is why people are coming here, is because they're getting $5,000 checks to come here, which is paid for by you and I, by the way. So yeah, we have a big problem with that. Yes. If you don't believe in countries, don't worry about other countries believe in you. If that's the case, then stop funding other countries, God damn it. America only. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I do not care. Like, here's the craziest thing. Here's the craziest thing about this. People will be like, well, if you're against Israel doing blah, 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 you're for Hamas. It's not that. I don't genuinely give a fuck what Israel does to protect themselves or don't protect themselves. I have a problem with them funding our government and having a say in what our government does. And I don't want our sons and daughters and nieces and nephews going there to fight wars that have nothing to do with us. It's that simple. They can do whatever they want. It's not an America problem. America only. This is another problem with Donald Trump. Is he says America first. I say America only. A country that is $36 trillion in debt has no fucking business funding or giving weapons to other countries. It's that simple. See inflation. Knock yourselves out, man. See economics. It's very simple. Wait, follow the napper, get the clap. Hell yeah, libertarian goth. That is exactly it, man. Follow the non-aggression principle or get the fuck out of here, man. It's that simple. It would resolve itself. Really, it would resolve itself. If we ended all welfare to people coming from other countries, it's over. It's a wrap. They ain't coming here. Why do they need to come here? Why would they? They have no reason to come here. Otherwise, I'm not against people coming here. As a matter of fact, if you're a Caucasian person, white person, I don't need to be politically correct here. If you're a white person, all your ancestors are border jumpers. All of them. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, bingo. Amity, Ellis Island, bring me your huddled masses, but do not if you're wanted or have communicable disease and end welfare state at first. Yes. Amity, 100. Yes, 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 yes. I love that so much. A plague on both your horses. Open borders and socialist welfare states aren't compatible. We need to get rid of the latter. Yes, 100%. Chris Forsner, I'm able to recognize when something is none of my fucking business. Exactly. Chris, you are one of the greatest people I've ever met on X. I'm so glad we crossed paths. Even when you call me on my shit and make me look like a retard, thank you for doing that because you keep me on my toes. Slick Will, got to give Trump credit for putting a 90-day hold on foreign aid, except Israel, of course. But it's nothing better than look, man, you guys, we need to talk about the Israel lobby, man. They are an enemy of the United States. As much as you guys think they are an ally, Israel is an enemy of the United States. And for that reason, as we give them endless supplies of money and weapons, and yet when they go to war, they ask for more. We don't have it. We don't have it. Every time they give money to Israel, you lose because we don't have money. There's no piggy bank. There's no bank account. There's nothing. We can't give money. It's not just about Israel. It's about Ukraine too. The Biden administration gave Ukraine hundreds of billions of dollars that we don't have, which you and I paid for. It is a disaster. Why are we doing it? Why? Because there's foreign interests and lobbyists that pay our politicians to give them their way. That's why. So when Donald Trump is saying America first, it's not America first. It's lobbyists first. And maybe I'll give you a piece of what you want. That's what it is. And that's what it is. It's so ridiculous that we have to have this conversation over and over and over and over and over again. This country is insolvent. They are broke. It's monopoly money. Every dollar that you have in your wallet or in your pocket right now is monopoly money. It means nothing. It's been printed out of nothing. It means nothing. So why in the fuck are we giving more money to devalue your dollar, which creates more inflation to other countries? There's no reason for it. And people still vote for these cats. Did you know that nobody had taken more AIPAC money than Joe Biden since 1990? And Democrats wondered why they were supporting Israel so much and not freeing Palestine? That's your fucking reason right there. And then Trump ran for president and had this amazing donor named Miriam Adelson. And feel free, knock yourselves out to look herself up. I don't want to give you all the goodies on this show. Google or FreeSpoke or any other search engine that you go into, knock yourself out and look her up and see who she is. And she gave Donald Trump $100 million, and look at his pro-Israel cuck cabinet. Connect the dots. La, 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 la. Connect the dots. La, 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 la. Yeah, we're going to keep doing that. But hey, we're going to keep going. Chris said, oh, I thought Buds was going out with a bang. I'm always going out with a bang, brother. Our greatest ally. Don't allies reciprocate help for one another? It sure seems to be one-sided to me. I'm glad you brought that up. Hey, who helped us after 9/11? Who helped the United States after 9/11? It wasn't Israel. I promise you that. Probably because Israel had something to do with it. But anyways, I digress. Israel has a lower debt to GDP than we do. Gee, I wonder why. Who was getting $3.8 billion per year plus weapons before all this? Of course. God bless Thomas Massie for exposing AIPAC to the mainstream. Oh my God. Amity, thank you. Thomas Massie is the only one with a brain in DC at this point. And I understand he's a Republican. How can you say that? He's a Republican under letter. The dude is very much a libertarian. He's more libertarian. He's more libertarian than the Mises Caucus is. Yeah, I just went there. Thomas Massie is more libertarian than the Mises Caucus is. Yes. Absolutely 100%. And why is he? Because he speaks out against the Israel lobby. He does not take AIPAC money. And he has spoken out against everything COVID and everything that goes against American people since the beginning of time. And they make him out to be a bad fucking guy. Mike Johnson kicked him out of a room for a reason. Mike Johnson is an Israel cuck. He has Benjamin Netanyahu's dick so far down his throat, you can't even imagine how far it's down. And that's why he kicked Massie out of that meeting that one day. Holy shit. Man, Massie is a gift from God. Chris Forstner, while a white dude grabs a whiskey bottle, gets in front of a camera and says, look, white people, Caucasian people. I expect some cancellations coming. They can cancel me. It's over, dude. This is the last Bud show ever. I love him so much. I do too, man. You guys need to really pay attention to Thomas Massie. He's on your side. Get away from the letters and the bullshit of Republican and Democrat bullshit. Thomas Massie is on the American people's side. And I mean, as an anarchist, I fucking hate the government. All of them. Every single one except Thomas Massie. Please pay attention to him. He's doing good shit. Massie is the only good one. Yes. A plague on both of your horses. Yes. Oh, yes. Libertarian Goth, you need to make more Massie merch. Hell yeah. You need to capitalize on these things. Amity Dolby, will your friend has poor Exodus? Oh yeah, I know what she means. Libertarian Goth, he's a national treasure. I made him laugh one time when I told him not to be surprised to wake up and find Nick Cage in his lawn one day because he's dead. That's good. That's good. I'm going to try to do this without laughing again. He is a national treasure. I made him laugh one time when I told him not to be surprised to wake up and find Nick Cage on his lawn one day because he's the national treasure. I got through that. Perfect. I'm not disagreeing. Slick Will says, BRB, got to pour some more mezcal. I need some more whiskey and I'm out of it. But no, you guys, like, get away from your cult mentality. Get away from the R's and the D's. Get away from these people are out to help you. They're not. But then every once in a while, you get a Thomas Massie in there. And if you look at his voting record, oh my God. He's pro-America, man. Like as an anarchist, I'm not going to vote. I don't vote. I sat this election out. Well, I shouldn't say that. I sat 2024 out except for my friends. I wouldn't voted. I had some friends on the ballot here in Michigan, and I wouldn't voted for them because I promised them I would. I wrote in Ron Paul for president, and I wrote in my mother and my father and God knows Mickey Mouse and my dogs for any other thing else. Because, well, it doesn't matter. And that's another thing we need to touch on right now is this book, Revival of Common Sense by Thomas Decentralized, which is an alias, which has a co-author who sponsors this show, Township Liberation. Township Liberation has been sponsoring the show for the last few months and is an absolute gem to the liberty movement. They also go by Two Free Mike Decentralized on X. Man, they're doing the Lord's work showing you about local nullification, which is what we're going to need at this point. Local nullification is important. And if you don't know what local nullification is, we have 212 people on at this point. Local nullification is you can tell the federal government to eat shit, and you're going to run your town as you see fit. And if you say, how the hell can you do something like that? Out of all places, I'm going to tell you how. Orange County, California. In particular, Huntington Beach. Now, anybody who's in the know understands that California is an abomination of socialism / communism. According to Orange County, no, it's not. And they're not going to comply. And they haven't been, especially in Huntington Beach. And it gets no media attention, and it should. Because, man, that's how you do it. You're protected under the United States Constitution to nullify from the state. Never forget that. Never forget that. You can tell the government to fuck off. You can do it. It is what it is, and that's what it is. And they're doing it there. And you can actually buy this book on Amazon. It's 76 pages, and it's the font's big and stuff like you could read this in an afternoon or two, honestly. And I would highly encourage you to get this book, Revival of Common Sense, man, by Thomas Decentralized, as you would see it on Amazon. But and for my Trumpers who are watching this show, by the way, Donald Trump was spoon-fed quotes from this book by the co-author, not the actual person who's been sponsoring this show, but the co-author of this book was literally feeding quotes from this book, and Trump was using them during his campaign. So please get the book on Amazon. You can find it, Revival of Common Sense by Thomas Decentralized, and also Mike Decentralized, aka Two Free Mike Decentralized. Thank you so much for this, for all the support, and Mike actually happened to be one of my OG followers, like Grumpy Gnome, from the very beginning, man. This is a big deal, you guys. We have to either grab the bull by the horns and take our liberty back, or sit back and shut the fuck up and just take it. And I think the latter part is not a good idea. That is a horrible idea, to be quite honest with you guys. And that's why I've been doing what I've been doing since January of 22, is to give you guys hope on ways to escape from the tyranny from the federal government. You need to focus on local, whether it be state, or even break it down all the way down to a township thing, a county thing, or anything like that. You can break it all the way down to a local village. Like, dude, let me put it into perspective. You could have the smallest town ever with maybe 500 folks. And you could tell them, those 500 folks could tell the federal government, we are not going to comply. And you can do it. And you can make yourself parallel economies, which, if you don't know what a parallel economy is, look at your local farmer's market. That's a parallel economy because most of that's done through cash. And if you're worried about, transactions, invest in gold, silver, copper. You could pay for all that stuff in there. It can all be done. It can all be done. But it starts with you. Freedom and liberty starts with you. It doesn't start with the people in DC. Those people don't care about your liberty and or your freedom. They don't care. They care about lining their pockets, lining their friends' pockets, their lobbyists' pockets. You can protect yourself from that through local nullification. If they're doing it in California, they can do it here in Michigan. They can do it in Pennsylvania. They can do it in New York. They can do it in Illinois. You can do it anywhere you want. All you have to do is stand up and say, no, we're done. And that's the best part of all of this, is all you have to do is stand up and say, no. We've seen it here in Michigan. I had Ian Murphy, the owner of the Iron Pig Smokehouse, which was a restaurant that defied Gretchen Whitmer's COVID stuff. He said, no, we're staying open. And they tried to shut him down. And he said, no, we're not doing it. And then they went to court, and the courts found him in the right. That's all you got to do. You have so much power as an individual and as individuals. So much power. Oh my God, Slick Will. Thank you, Slick Will. The 10th Amendment dictates it. Please look up the 10th Amendment. I'm not going to go into it verbatim, but the 10th Amendment pretty much says states can run as they see fit. The federal government doesn't matter. Like your state, like if you had the right governor and the right legislature and chairs, they could have defied all this federal government stuff, all of it. And it could go for the left too. Like, not that I'm down for infanticide, I should say. But like for the people of the left or whatever, they're banning abortions and whatever. Hey, you can have your little town to kill your babies if you want. Yeah, and I just said it like that out loud because it is killing babies. But like, seriously, you have the power. You have so much power as an individual. So much power as an individual that they can't take it away from you. And you can take it all the way to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court's going to take your side. Look at what they did to Donald Trump with the bump stock ban. Donald Trump outlawed bump stocks. He signed something that said, hey, we're not going to do this no more. And the Supreme Court said, no, you can't do that, homeboy. You can't do that. Now, certain states have outlawed bump stocks, including Michigan's, and they're within their realm to do that. And that's what I'm getting at, is that you have so much power within your state and local community that you can nullify yourselves from all of this. It doesn't matter. All this federal bullshit is tyranny. All of it. This can all go away. You could secede from the union. Literally. You could take your state and be like, hey, we're not doing this anymore, and we're going to be our own country. And states like Texas, unfortunately, would be like, hey, we're going to be the first to secede from the union, but they couldn't do it because they're not ready to do it. The first sign of I believe it was a 2021 or 22, where one of those 2 years, I'm having a hard time remembering right now, but like in one of those instances where like Texas would be like, well, we're just going to leave the union and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? They had a big fucking ice storm, and Texas was begging for federal assistance, begging for it because they weren't ready for it. Now, another instance is here in Michigan, we have the infrastructure for cold weather and ice and snow and stuff like that. And we have the farming industry. Michigan is huge in sugar beets and soybeans and feed corn, and also corn for us. Feed corn is for the animals. But like, we have all that industry, and we actually have a border to another country where we could have other commerce as well. Michigan could secede from the Union well before Texas could, because we have the infrastructure and the industry to do so. So why isn't Michigan doing it? I can't wait for the next governor race to come through, because I would love to talk to them about doing such things. We don't have to cater to Trump. We don't have to cater to the Republicans. We don't have to cater to the Democrats or anything like that. We could cater, and this is any state, I'm just saying Michigan in general. We could cater to ourselves and have an economy that is extremely flourishing without the help of dictator Trump or Commie Harris or anything like that. Because I understand a lot of people in the liberty movement, well, Trump is better than Harris. Well, cocaine's better than heroin too. So knock yourselves out. Rationalizations like masturbation, you're only fucking yourself, but hey, of course, but no. We already went through that. Libertarian goth. The bump stock ban was the straw that made me full-blown libertarian. Boom. Look, y'all, and that is based as fuck, actually, because any restriction on the Second Amendment is a violation of your basic rights as a human. And when I say basic rights as a human, your rights do not come from the government. They come from God, the Almighty, from up above. The government can't grant you rights. They're a group of men who don't even know their head from their ass. So how are they going to grant you rights? They can't. You allow them to do that. Stop doing it. Stop allowing these people to run your lives and tell you how to live your lives or how to protect yourself. There is no instance or reason for a man or woman to tell another how to defend themselves. As a matter of fact, when it comes to protecting yourselves, we should have the same weapons the government does. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I mean nukes, grenades, rocket launchers, tanks, all of it. Unfortunately, the market's only going to allow so much. So like when the market comes through and says, hey, the nukes are going to be 10, 15, $20 million. Well, that kind of shuts out a lot of people. But I'm saying that the people who are going to come to your door to disarm you, you should have the same weapons they do, because you do not want to be stuck with a spatula and a dildo to defend yourselves from M4s. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. The Bill of Rights are restrictions on government, not granting of rights. The Bill of Rights are the savior of the Constitution, actually. But they don't believe in it. This is why, okay, check this out. When it comes to the Bill of Rights and or the Constitution, who's able to enforce those? And who's able to make amendments to those? Not you, not me, not anybody listening to this show. Them. And this is why I have a problem with the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And this is why they can do whatever they do every single time and add amendments to certain amendments and stuff like that. When was the last time the people were allowed to make amendments to the Constitution or the Bill of Rights? Ask yourself that. They're only allowed to do that. So how is that piece of paper protecting you? It's not. And as Lysander Spooner says, I didn't sign shit. I didn't consent to shit. He's correct, because all those people who wrote that are dead. And all the people that are alive now didn't sign up for that. And I know, that's anti-American, blah, blah, blah. No, it's really not. You either have rights or you don't. Where's your rights? Who's protecting those rights? The government's not protecting those rights. If the government was protecting those rights, that would mean they're doing their job, because the federal government's job is literally to protect your rights and protect the borders and leave you alone. And they don't do any of the above. So please tell me how that piece of paper is protecting you. And you're going to say, it's not. I know it's not. So where do we go from here? Nullification. That's where we go. State, local nullification, and a lot of people be like, well, especially when it comes to infanticide, well, they're outlawing abortions in our area. Then go have your abortion in somewhere that allows them. There's plenty of places that let you do it. People don't get to dictate, what's, man, it's crazy. Damn it. You just made me late for work, you rambling bastard. I'm sorry. Chris, I love you, man. I love you forever. You're great, man. Thank you for everything. The government gets to tell you what weapons you can or can't own. Man, you are correct. You are correct. But this is where we're at right now. And this is what I've been trying to do for over 2 years now, is to open your eyes that the enemy is not your neighbor, it's the state. And that's why I have this flag behind me, is because your enemy should be the state, and you should be the enemy of the state. And I love you guys so much for chiming in. I'm going to turn this off at this point. We're working on almost 2 hours. I got to do it. And Chris is right. I'm rambling. Except, before Amity, oh my God. If government must exist, it should protect life. I'm glad you got spell check too sometimes. That's awesome. But no, it should. Because that's the government's job, is to protect life and protect property. That's their job, is to protect your rights and your borders and your property. But instead, they want to take it. So, yeah, you are correct. Night, see ya. Feminist, misogynist, love you long time. You guys, thank you so much for all this, man. Thank you so much for all this. I'm sorry for being a drunk rambler. I told you it was going to be a party tonight, but look, you guys have the power to change all of this. Use your power. Use it. Get on their doorstep and say enough. And if that's not enough, start snatching them out of their chairs and making citizens arrest, because every single one of those motherfuckers in DC should be arrested for fucking treason. All of them. That's what we're talking about. All of them. They are treasonous bastards. Anybody who's taking lobbyist money from foreign countries is a traitor. They are traitors. I don't care if it's from Israel or China or anything like that. They need to learn a lesson and be humbled very quickly. Never forget that people died over a 2% tax over tea. Never forget that. This is the United States of America. Let's start acting like it again. I love you guys so much. Peace, love, and liberty. Be good.